Small College Rugby Organization NSCRO Championships live on NSCRO's YouTube channel and the Next Level Rugby channel. We are underway in this final between the Claremont Colleges Lions and the Screaming Mink. I beg your pardon. We are here with the Christendom College Crusaders and the Claremont College Lions. And I am here, Matt McCarthy, with Steve Lewis. Steve, we've got the match underway on a pretty clear day here in the Albany region.
Yes, Matt. Good weather, nice and dry. Looking forward to this contest.
Yep, we've got it looks to be in the blue and white jerseys. You've got the Claremont Colleges and the Christendom Lions. Hold on, folks. We are gathering our information here as we go. The Claremont Colleges and Christendom Crusaders. All right, and it looks like the Crusaders.
Goal line, guys. Hands behind.
Which team is which? Which team is which?
Yeah, good early score there for Claremont. Exerting some early pressure, took it up close to the line. It was. Okay, and this is the South African-born native Matthew Grundlig from Cape Town, looking to take the conversion here. He was a dangerous-looking player the other evening in the semi-final, so we're looking to see if he gets the ball in his hands today and does some more damage, but taking the kick as of now.
And my monitor went down. No signal, and it's got a box bouncing around. That was not enough of a heads up, guys.
And the kick is good, so it's a 7-0 early lead for Claremont Colleges in this NSCRO Champions Cup final, 7-0 over Christendom. Once again, Claremont in the blue with the stripes, the hoops on your left, playing left to right. Right-hand side in the white, Christendom Crusaders.
And our referee, Stephen, is Chris O'Malley.
Yes, indeed. Chris O'Malley, promising young referee, 24 years of age, Minnesota native, rising star in the refereeing circles. He had a good performance the other evening, and we look to see more of that today.
And he'll be assisted by John Percy Niedzielski and Sarah Belnier. All right, so there's our line out. The Crusaders. There's the big man, Owen Kennedy, but out of Cooperstown, New York, but the ball gets squirted free. There's Ordino. Gets it in the hands of Patrick Newton. There's Duig, the scrum half, getting it to his big number 3, Isaac Belleville. A football to rugby man, linebacker and running back. Ordino with a little squib kick into the open area. One man back. It's corralled nicely by Kudebek. And he is going in for the try. Ordino to his lookalike. Kudebek for the try, Steve.
Yeah, indeed. That's the perfect response there from Christendom. Clever kick from Ordino. He had a good outing on Friday as well. Put it in behind the defense. It was an awkward bounce for the Claremont fullback. Bounced up nicely, however. And Claremont and Christendom respond very quickly. 7-5 conversion to come.
And Steve, they might have an extra advantage over there on that Christendom sideline because Ordino's brother, his oldest brother, is a priest. He's on the sideline, and they are a rugby-playing family of 5 or 6 boys. I forget which. I was trying to count them at the dinner table. I couldn't count them all at once. But good stuff on them with the Ordinos. As we await the conversion attempt, this is going to be the scrum half. Vinny Duig, he handles the kicking for points, whereas Ordino handles touch and restarts. And the kick is up. And the flag stayed down. So it is 7-5 in favor of Claremont.
Yep, pretty explosive start to this championship final. 2 early scores, 1 apiece. 7-5 it is. Claremont to kick.
And it's the Claremont Colleges consortium, Steve. What's that all about?
Not a consortium of small liberal arts colleges, about 5, 6, or 7, not sure exactly how many, in Claremont, California, which is about 30 miles east of Los Angeles.
All right, and there is a knock-on and a scrum down awarded to the Lions, who are playing the Crusaders. If you're just joining us, we are here at Siena College, outside Albany, Hickey Field, for the NSCRO Championships. This is the championship final. We'll also have the Challenge Cup final coming up. But this is between the Christendom Crusaders from Front Royal, Virginia, and the Claremont Colleges out of near Los Angeles. Anyway, in the navy blue, Claremont with the scrum. Swensrud gets his line intact and into the game. Big hit and a big tackle by Patrick Newton. And there's our first penalty.
Looks like he's signaling in from the side. It'll be an interesting choice here. It's within kicking range, one would suggest, for any kicker fancies chances. Yep, and there we go. Referee has just signaled it, so Matthew Grundling is going to have a pop. It's about 40 meters out, slightly maybe 5 meters to the left-hand side.
No charge, guys. Hands down. No charge. The flags.
And the conversion is no good, Steve, so it's going to stay locked at 7-5. But you got to like the fact that they're attempting that. We didn't see many of the penalty goals attempted in most of the games that we've seen so far this weekend. Yesterday we had a couple of pivotal penalty goals made. Here's Ordino with the restart, the drop kick from the 22. And it's taken in the air. Looking for some support. Max Sickinger. Here's Swensrud. Oh, there's a big bruising run. That looks like the number 1. That's Brian Wall out of San Diego. Now the backs are going to get into the mix, and there's a little bit of pass possibly outside. Duig, I beg your pardon, that's Kupak. Nope, I'm wrong again. That was Ethan Takayama, number 14. And there's another whistle and another penalty. Not rolling away. And there's going to be a chat, Steve, with the captain.
The 3 breakdown. The guys that are arrived.
Yes, back to your point about the attempted penalty previously that was missed. This is a final now, so you get a certain amount of opportunities. So I think a little more conservative approach. If you get a chance at points and you have a decent kicker, then you go for that chance at points. This one, however, probably out of his range. As you said, referee O'Malley having a word with the Christendom captain, discussing the breakdown. A little early for a conversation like that, only 8 minutes in. But it's happened. Looks like Grundling is shaping to kick for territory, put the ball down into Christendom end and work a line out of some description or other.
That's right. Here's Grundling kicking it into touch. And he does so rather easily.
Put on the line, sir.
It'll be a line out to Claremont,
the
Claremont Colleges.
You guys use 4 all day? Got it. Sounds good.
Throwing it in will be number 2. That's Michael Porter. His mom's name is Bunny, and his grandmother's name, I beg your pardon, his mom's name is Tigger. His grandmother's name was Bunny. Kid you not. That line out is not straight. Steve, is that the call?
Option. Captain.
It is indeed.
Asking future Marine and Captain Mr. Tim Mara what he'd like, and he's going to opt for a scrum down. So it'll be a scrum down to the Crusaders in white. Claremont in blue.
Boys, the first one looked good. Let's the ball, yeah? Steady, and then the ball come. Come closer, White.
Yeah, obviously, Claremont College's coach, Scott Bracken, Jeremy Ogden, will probably be a little unhappy with that line-out set piece.
Crouch.
Typically one looks to
Fine.
guarantee one's own possession. But here we go, scrum to Christendom.
Vinny Duig puts it in, number 9. And he is waffled by the flanker, number 7, Abraham Asante. And that did not turn the ball over, however. And here's a nice crash. That was number 1. That was John Briggs with that run. And now on attack, we're being repelled and taken to the ground, but maintaining possession are the Crusaders.
Parried back.
Oh, and it might have been picked off, Stephen. It has been a great little pick of the pocket by number 11, Max Sickinger of Portland, Oregon, with the try for Claremont. Just like that. With some defensive pressure. Key try there, Steve.
Yes, indeed. We're looking to hopefully have a second look at that. It was a little bit unclear from where we were. Here we go. Christendom with the ball. Dewey goes right. Attempted kick, just bounced awkwardly from Odino up into Sickinger's hands, and he had only 10 yards or so to make it pay.
Yeah, that was some great pressure from the scrum half, Spencer Swensrud. You just saw that, and then capitalizing on it again is number 11, Max Sickinger, the economics and Spanish major. And we've got some offense going on in this game so far. The conversion attempt, and it is up, and it is good. Both flags go up. Both assistant judges looked at each other, then raised the flags. So one concurs with the other, and as a result, we have 14-7 in favor, 14-5 in favor of Claremont.
Yeah, good-looking kick there from Grand Lake. Nice swing, good connection. It flew straight and through the posts.
There's the restart. Asante. Abraham Asante of Union,
Carried
New Jersey.
back. No hands.
Fielding it. And now let's see if the Crusaders can mount yet another attack. There's number 4, Sam Ness. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're hearing things on our broadcast, that's because we have the luxury of having the referee mic'd. There's Asante trying to get some go forward. Looking for some support. There's Swensrud. There's a nice little kick by Jeremy Seau, but right into the hands of Odino. And he's looking for his lookalike, Kudabek, but he cuts it back inside. And he's taken to the ground by number 5, Zach Heffernan. Oh, well done to hold on to control. And there is Kudabek into the outside. Nick Kudabek break down, brought to the ground.
Yeah, great pass there from Jackie Bison. He slipped the ball to his teammate Kudabek at 15. Had a great run up the left wing, but a good sleight of hand. Well delivered by the center.
Just in from our booth, it is Kudabek, not Kudabek. Beg your pardon to all the Kudabeks out there that are listening on this NSCRO YouTube channel or Next Level Rugby YouTube channel broadcast of this NSCRO Champions Cup final.
This is something to watch here. This is a Claremont scrum, so they'll be looking to clear. But interesting, the Ponytail brothers, Kudabek and Aquino, have swapped places. Aquino is at fullback, presumably anticipating a kick. Kudabek in the outside center role.
Grundlig did well, Steve, to hold on to that on defense there, number 15, and get the ball out to wide. And as a result, number 11, Max Sickinger, had a good run and takes it to turf. Here's Sam Ness, barreling forward. Some good defense so far by the Crusaders. Maybe they can put some pressure on and get some points back.
No, right inside.
As Grundling again hasn't found touch. Caught by Aquino, ball is spun over to the scrum half, Vinny Duig. He's dancing around in the midfield to the big man,
That's
Kennedy.
Owen Kennedy. taking it to the turf and presenting it. He's all of 6'9" as a freshman. Oh, and there's a big hit by
Swensford there, scrum half. Good D from him.
All right, there's the ball in the hands. That's going to be Jacob Cassidy. There's Dewig into the hands of Ordino, who flew in from Rome the other night just for this match as he's studying abroad. His counterpart in the front row also was studying abroad for the Claremont team. In the meantime, there it is into Kudabak. He takes a big hit but rambles forward. He dishes out some punishment of his own, presents the ball, going wide. And some crushing hits on defense from both teams so far. This is turning out to be an exciting match, both offensively and defensively. Yet another big hit. Here's Ordino trying to find a little open spot. And some trouble, but cleaned up again nicely by, that's Ethan Takayama, who had a try the other night. He's driven back, but maintains possession. And there is some serious physicality taking place on this pitch. What a great match this has turned out to be.
Use it, Blue.
Being told to use it is Spencer Swensrud, and he does so. And he starts charging forward, perhaps with a high tackle attempt by Patrick Newton. It doesn't work, but here's Sam Ness breaking into the open. He's taken to the ground by number 5, Thomas Ward.
Back to the high tackle.
And we're going to go back on that high tackle. No advantage gained, says Mr. O'Malley, the referee.
We're coming back to the high tackle.
Yeah, terrific passage of play there. Great line speed on D from both sides and some crushing tackles. Some really good defensive work. Great break from Swensrud. He very intelligent kick there when he realized he wasn't going to make it himself. Put the contest further down towards the try line. However, we're coming back with no advantage. We're coming back for the high tackle. This is an interesting choice if Claremont have opted for the scrum. They obviously feel they've got some dominance here. They must be thinking they've got something they want to do off this position. Opting for scrum, of course, can help an attacking team as it concentrates the defense. You've got 8 players into one spot. So opting for a scrum when you know you're dominant can be a good choice. It'll be interesting to see what they choose to do with this ball.
Bind.
All right, here's Swensrud.
Set.
Swensrud with the put in. Takes it out of the back. Gets it in the hands of Jeremy Seow out of Singapore. Now it's all the way out to the wing. There is Sickinger, who had a nice try earlier. He barrels forward. Not the biggest man on the planet, but his motor keeps running, and he's got a big heart on the field. There's another crash by the Lions in blue.
You too. Both hands to the face.
Oh, a penalty to the Crusaders, Steve. Penalty to the face.
Foul play.
This did foul play there. Back to that scrum. There was a sort of pre-planned move. Didn't look like it was executed that well, but they recovered, went left, but have conceded now at the ensuing ruck.
And Zordino, he finds touch.
I find you guys moving out legally, but no need to add in that extra stuff, right? That's just going to ruin the game.
And you're hearing O'Malley instruct and tell the teams what is going on. And you like to see that, especially with younger players, Steve.
Yeah, it's, emotions run high. People get excited. It's a final. It's a championship final. And sometimes you can get carried away. But referee O'Malley putting his stamp on the game early.
Oh, and the line out stolen by Claremont. Not what the Crusaders wanted to happen, obviously. But here is the big fella, Frankie Reyes from Hinsdale, Illinois, taking a crack at the defense. Swensrud gets it in the hands of Seow. Some big defense there from the Crusaders. Lions pressing forward. Nice little fake on the outside, but there's Asante, Garden State of New Jersey resident. Seow, beg your pardon, that was Swensrud into the hands of number 15, Grundlig. Grundlig, the South African, Steve, out of Cape Town. And another penalty awarded to the Crusaders, to the Lions, I beg your pardon.
4 breakdown penalties now.
And you just heard it. It might be an accumulation thing. 4 breakdown penalties. He just warned the Crusaders, Steve.
Yeah, indeed. Actually, what I like about this game is the breakdown. There are much more energetic contests at the breakdown. Both sides, they're technically a little bit more accurate. Obviously, caught out there some illegality, but both sides are going for it. Body position is decent, and there's a contest, and that's what there needs to be.
Yeah, there's been no shying away from contact at any point on the pitch so far in this first quarter of this Champions Cup here for the NSCRO, National Small College Rugby Organization Championships. Produced by Next Level Rugby, and you can watch on the NSCRO YouTube channel or the Next Level Rugby YouTube channel. And there's the ball in the hands of Siao. Siao gets it out to his back line. There's a run by Matt Sill from San Luis Obispo.
Middle, it's fine.
Nice little pass out there from Connor Leonard to his wing. And they're trying to spread the ball around. You got to like that too, Steve.
Yeah, well, they're moving the ball around. They're not necessarily getting any joy in the wider channels as of yet. But, it's early days, and sometimes that's what you have to do to manipulate a defense, move them around a little bit, see if something opens up, see if someone misses an assignment. And, you're just early part of the game, you're probing defenses, seeing what works, what doesn't.
And it's something that we didn't see some of the other teams doing. We felt they were too repetitive in what they were trying to do, maybe not testing the defense. And these teams are testing each other.
Well, I think also,
Bind.
Some of the semifinal contests were a little more one-sided, so that this would appear to be shaping up to be a good contest. So both sides having to think a little bit more and work a little bit more.
Here's Dewey, gets it out to Ordino. Ordino with a little dummy, and he gets waffled by number 10, Siao, the man from Singapore. Calling for the wing, and here comes Kudabek. Kudabek gets it into Cuplak's hands, the Civil War general look-alike with that beard. There's a smash forward by, it looks like, Isaac Belleville, or John Briggs, I beg your pardon. Oh, and there's, could be a knock-on. That was a knock-on by John Briggs as he was trying to get the ball in the hands of Cuplak, and it will be a scrum down to Claremont. Here's the replay, Steve. There's Dewey. There's Briggs.
Mark's back here. Guys, right back there.
Maybe the hair got in his eyes.
Right underneath.
Yeah, just needs to be a little more careful with the ball.
Guys, that last scrum looked great. Keep it up.
His leg drive, he's working hard there, but just lets the ball slip out of his grasp and gives the opposition an opportunity. Attacking scrum here for Claremont on the right-hand side, about 40 meters out.
Crouch. Bind.
Spencer Swensrud, economics and poli-sci major. He's under trouble, but gets it out to Siao, who fakes wisely, and now he's got a gap. He's got Sickinger on his outside, but he chooses inside. He goes to number 12. That's Lucas Hackett Provenzano.
Let it go, White.
Thought maybe he could look on the outside, Steve, there, but he opted for Hackett Provenzano. And now the Crusaders are still forging forward. I beg your pardon, the Lions are still forging forward. There's number 1, the big prop, Brian Wall, out of San Diego. Repeated phases now. Oh, and there's a knock-on out on the outside by Abraham Asante, the number 7.
Joint advantage.
And he's going to kick himself for that. Again, Christendom dodging a bullet.
Yeah, just a little uncertainty there where that ball was intended for. A couple of 2-3 players on the left-hand side, but it seemed to fall between 2 of them.
There's a replay. And there's the knock. It was a tough pass, to be fair, at the fingertips. Want to be a little bit crisper with these passes, especially with these talented athletes on both sides of the ball.
Bind. Set.
Here's Vinny Duig, a St. Gregory Academy guy. You got a number of them on the roster here.
Carried back.
For Christendom. And there's a kick into the waiting hands. And now the speeding legs of Gunlig. He gets it into the hands of Takayama from Honolulu. He is tackled, but he keeps the ball alive, but it's taken by Odino with a counter attack. Odino dancing, and he gets hit hard by, that's Frankie Reyes.
No. Scrum. Forward pass.
Here's the replay.
Yeah, he gets around his opposite number. I actually think touch judge's flag went up here. Assistant referee went up, or should have gone up. However, played on.
Kind of playing halvesies with the flags there. A little bit of indecisiveness, perhaps.
Anyway, it's ended up a scrum to Christendom. Vinny Duig to put in.
Crouch. Bind.
They've been under a little bit of
Set.
pressure, Christendom. You got to give Claremont the edge thus far in the scrums. That one.
And you can't, that was not. You don't want to be doing that when you're trying to get the ball back, Steve.
Not pushing straight. Blue.
Not pushing straight is the call. A little bit of a wheel there. Surprised because they've been good in the scrum so far. There's Odino.
Yeah, I mean, if you have some dominance, why not just keep pushing straight?
Yeah.
You know, sometimes, however, you know, what goes on in the front row is beyond most of us. But certainly, it was a left on the left side pushed up. Asante came round, but the referee ruled against them.
All right.
Anyway, short line out here for Christendom. 4-man, just over the halfway line, left-hand side.
Will Arnold throws it in. Here's Duig. Duig gets it in the hands of Briggs. Briggs fumbles it away. And we'll play the knock-on and the scrum down to Claremont. Some sloppy play there. You got to hold on to the ball.
Yep, John Briggs would be disappointed with that second handling error in a couple of minutes. Unfortunately, Asante couldn't take advantage of it, knocking on himself. But it's the first knock-on, so it will be a Claremont scrum.
Yeah, the knock-ons have killed the momentum for the Crusaders thus far. They haven't had a chance to get some reps in or some phases in. Here's Claremont's put in.
Set.
Swensrud. All his backs are out to his left, and he chooses to go right. Who's setting the platform is Frankie Reyes. There's Asante. Been all over the pitch today so far. Duig gets it into Brian Wall. San Diego native barrels forward, takes it to the ground. Siao fakes the crash into the hands of Sill. Sill still on his feet, dancing around, takes it to the ground. Here's Frankie Reyes. Asante. Oh, nice play there by number 8, Chance Sears, our man of the match the other night out of San Diego. His motor keeps going the whole game. There's number 1 again, Wall, the economics and accounting major. Gets it to Michael Porter. Sam Ness dishes it to Connor Leaner. Siao hit hard and quickly, but gets the ball away, and right up the gut is number 12, Lucas Hackett Provenzano, who pitches it out nicely, and they find Sickinger on the wing as a result of the excellent play. Champagne Rugby, Steve Willows.
Yes, indeed. I mean, that was a sustained period of pressure from them. Actually, Christendom defending very well, in my opinion, for the most part, but finally they cracked. Center making a great run, moving the ball to the left. And Sickinger going in for his second of the afternoon.
Hey, Matt, get those coaches back in the box. Get those coaches back in the box.
Yeah, the referee saying
So,
get the coaches back in the box.
Here it is here. Hackett Provenzano up the middle. Good tackle from Duig. Here's one more time. Shapes left, just gets the ball away one-handed to Grundlich, who connects with his winger White on the left-hand side, and that's a pretty good try for Claremont.
And the last man on defense was the hooker, Will Arnold, trying to get over there and stop Sickinger, but just no way he was going to get there. But you also like to note that the hooker is all the way on the other side of the field, too, in defense.
Is there something we need to do with? Hang that flag. Call foul play.
Was the conversion attempt. And it is good. That's an excellent conversion. Was that Grundlig, Steve?
It was indeed. That's his second impressive kick from out there on that left-hand side. And these, additional 2 points for a conversion certainly add up. We're now looking at 21-5 lead.
They're dancing in Cape Town right now after that conversion kick.
Yep, certainly more Cape Town than California. But here we go with the restart.
Santi goes high, doesn't come down with the ball as it trickles to the ground. And it's going to be a knock-on awarded to the Crusaders.
So, approaching the half-hour mark now. Christendom will need to get back in the game here. They'll be looking to string together some phases, try to move up the field, try to exert some pressure and get some reward. 21-5, again, we've said before, not insurmountable, but that's a significant gap now. They need to score next.
I talked to the ARs. They're watching.
Yeah, they need to impart their will and keep the ball and just concentrate on the basics. Don't try to do too much.
Set.
Here's Duig. And there's a whistle. Nice shot by our next level rugby camera crew.
All right, we're going to start closer. We're going to keep that space until set, yes? We were sneaking on that one, right? Start closer, keep the space until set.
Those sneaky front rows. Trying to get an advantage there, Stephen.
Doesn't matter what level it is, what age they are, what gender. Front rows are front rows.
Crouch.
The dark arts.
Bind.
I know nothing of them.
Set.
Here's Duig. Taps, puts it in. And it looks like a collapsed scrum, and it's going to be a penalty against Claremont.
Sure.
It's an interesting one. Again, we talk about who knows exactly what's going on, but it would be odd if you're a dominant scrum to deliberately pull it down when you know you've got the better of your opposite number and your opposite unit.
You know, maybe the other guys are making adjustments on the other side of the ball, too. Here's a replay. And
yeah, hard to see it happen on the left-hand side on the far touchline. Difficult to get to the truth of the matter on that one. Either way, referee's made a decision, and it's a Christendom line-out. 4 men again.
And here is Will Arnold, the junior political science major, throwing it in. He's got his big fella that we haven't heard much from, Joe Kelly. And all of a sudden, the Crusaders testing the waters. There's Owen Kennedy.
Good tackle.
That's a large man to tackle that way. Well done. The fake to Newton and out to the outside. And here comes Kuplak. Kuplak taken to the ground by 2 defenders. Some excellent defense by the Lions. There's some more testing. There's a big run, a bruising run by Captain Tim Mara, the future Marine. Here's Audino into the hands of Patrick Newton. Still on his feet, driving forward.
There, back up.
Kennedy's going to get the ball here, I bet. And there's Briggs. He has Kennedy outside of him. Briggs smashing forward. Watch big number 4, Owen Kennedy. There's Duig. Gets to Audino. There's Kuplak. Beard and all taken to the turf. And they are just pounding away now, trying to get past the whitewash. Get some points, get back into this match. Oh. And it's an advantage played on the knock-on. And coming the other way are the Lions. And just like that, the momentum has shifted. There's the hooker, Michael Porter, out of Norco High School. There's Sam Ness dancing his way into traffic and to the turf, crawling forward for a few more. Bodies are flying all over Siao. Nicely done. Here's Asante on the outside, looking for his wing. He's got Takayama. Ethan Takayama going all the way. He's in the corner. Did he get it down? Yes. A dramatic turn of events just when you thought the Crusaders were going in, Steve.
Yes, indeed. Christendom Crusaders pounding away at the line. Unfortunate handling error allowed Frankie Reyes, the tight head prop. He had a dart up the middle. They kept the ball alive, and a terrific pass. There is Reyes there going up the middle. Here we go again. That'll be on the highlight reel. Flicks it out. Claremont stay alive.
Michael Porter.
And it comes back here, but what you'll see, you didn't quite see there was the final pass from Asante. Was well timed to his winger flying on the right-hand side.
Yes, it was. Wow. Great play. There it is. And No doubt about it. There's a finisher right there in Ethan Takayama.
Yeah, great defensive effort by Duig, which keeps him wide, which makes the conversion more difficult. But that was, as you say, tremendous shift in momentum there. Christendom going in, cough one up, going the other way.
And here's the South African philosophy and public affairs major, Grundlig, with the attempt and the conversion. And it is going to be close, and just does inch wide. Oh, great attempt, though. I believe that makes it 26-5 in favor of Claremont. The Claremont Colleges.
It's now a commanding lead. Somewhat surprising state of affairs. It's looking at these two teams, I thought they were evenly matched.
We got some feedback. We're going to give you some feedback on that feedback. In the meantime, Claremont with the restart. Big repelling hit from number 11, Jerome Norton, the wing, getting in the mix. And there's the large man, Owen Kennedy, smashing forward. Just a freshman, folks. Keep an eye on that young man. Number 9, there is Swensrud. And a kick by Grundlig. Off the chest.
Yeah, and there's a penalty. Rule number 1 in rugby, do not let the ball bounce. That's why it is the shape it is. Unfortunately, let it bounce and came off him into his own player ahead of him. Whether it's intentional or not, that is offside and therefore a penalty.
That's the way it's shaped it is, isn't it? Because it was a pig bladder and it got out of shape.
I'll leave the history to you,
All
Matthew.
right, I'm just gonna challenge you on that anecdote, Stephen. As it gets kicked into touch.
Breakdown's looking a lot better. Keep
My
it up.
point was that you don't let the ball bounce because
person.
of the shape of the ball, because it is not going to bounce in a certain
That's
fashion.
a different thing than what you've said earlier, but I'll agree to disagree.
5 guys. Line is the tunnel, boys. Inside 15, yep. Scoot forward.
You could hear the fans stamping in the stands.
Down white.
There's some excitement in this Hickey Field complex on the Siena campus. There's Seow. Seow Sickinger.
Easy, boys.
A nice step and a nice move by the South African Grundling. You're just joining us 26-5 in favor of the Claremont Colleges over Christendom in this Champions Cup final, the Enscrow Champions Cup final. There's Chance Sears. Here's Wall.
Yeah, Wall's had a good game. Carried the ball 3-4 times now to good effect. The ball's come back on his side where it needs to be.
Sam Ness still meandering
Hands off.
to the ground.
Hands off. Hands off.
Swensrud. Seow from Hong Kong. I beg your pardon, Singapore. Well done to hold on by Grundling. He gets it to the outside. Asante, the flanker, is all the way on the outside. Now he's at the breakdown. And a whistle and a penalty awarded on defense for Christendom.
First man's on his feet. Holding on.
Yeah, Christendom, they've got to move up the field here. And hopefully they can... that looks like a very, very good kick from Odino. They've got a foothold now. About just outside the 22 on the right-hand side. 3-4 minutes. If they could get something back now, that would certainly be a fillip for them going into the halftime break.
7 guys.
Indeed. They need
guys,
something
they maul.
positive
I'll bring you up.
to happen. And by positive, we mean points. Just about 2 minutes left in this first half. There's the line out taken nicely by the Crusaders. They've got a man outside, but it's
knock on off the head.
Knock on, but it's played forward. It was a defensive knock on, not a penalty.
Back up. Back up.
And we've got some pressure now being put on the Claremont defense. There's Asante wrapping his counterpart, Tim Mara. Dewey looking for Odino, who tries to squib one in, but it's into the hands of Grundling.
Inside blue.
Cleans it up nicely for the Lions. Here's Frankie Reyes from Illinois.
Release. Now we're outside blue.
Still with repeated phases in their own zone are Claremont in the blue jerseys.
Yeah, just outside the 22 here, so they can't bring it back in and then clear to touch. They have to do something else, which is what they're doing. Pick and go. Moving up the field.
There's Reyes again. The economics and psychology major. That's apparently a combination major, Steve, in this university setup.
It would appear so. Quite popular in the Claremont players. An interesting combination, just from an academic perspective.
Got it.
But you would have economic and psych on the Claremont side and a preponderance of philosophy majors with Christendom.
Philosophy and poli-sci majors.
Indeed.
Another interesting
Crouch.
combination.
Bind.
Anyway, back to the action. It's Duig putting the ball in for Christendom. Reasonable attacking platform here. Their scrum holds steady.
And the ball's out. There's Ordino. Looks past Newton. And a tough pass thrown by number 13, John Jackie Beeson.
Hey, Tim.
And it's halftime. So 26-5 in favor of the Claremont Colleges over the Christendom Crusaders right now at this point. Some tough sledding ahead for the Crusaders, Steve. If you're going into the shed and you're their coach, what are you trying to correct? What are you trying to fix?
Yeah, they just got to go. I say before we go back to basics, too many unforced errors, mostly handling, some decision making, but 26-5. We will be back after this with some more analysis.
Hey everybody, it is 2019, and in 2018, Next Level Rugby was all over the country and the world, bringing you coverage of our sport up close and personal. It all started in Denver, then headed out to Vegas, and then next thing you know, we're in New York City, Japan, Austin, Texas, and a bunch of other places all across the country. But we would really like to thank the players, our fans, and most importantly, our partners that are helping to drive the growth of American rugby here in the United States and beyond. So let's just take a look at some of the shots that, we really loved and fell in love with, and, what made 2018 a special year is going to make 2019 even better. We're looking forward to what 2019 brings, and stay tuned. And remember, every day is a rugby day.
In our game, we play with our hearts. We don't play with sticks, bats, or gloves. We don't wear shoulder pads or helmets. We keep playing when it hurts. And we leave everything on the field. What we wear must be built for our game.
Hey, rugby fans, rugby is everywhere. The giant is awakening, and Rugby Wrap-Up is there with the alarm clock. Rugby Wrap-Up, global rugby coverage, sometimes with a wink. Weekly studio shows, daily website content, breaking news, evolving stories, the biggest names in the game on camera, all over social media. Pundits from all corners of the planet, local, global, professional, amateur, female, and male. Find it all on rugbywrapup.com. Hey, and we are back, Steve. That was my favorite commercial that brought us back into this half. As you well know, we have a dandy of a match and a great second half coming up between the Claremont Lions, the Claremont Colleges Lions, and the Christendom Crusaders, who are wearing white. Claremont in blue, up 26-5 right now, but there's plenty of firepower in the opposition's locker room.
Yes, indeed. So Claremont certainly worthy lead. It's probably a little inflated. They had a couple of very good opportunistic scores. One on the left flank where he botched kick, led secondary, landed in his hands. He got the first of 2 tries. And then really the sort of big momentum shift, the backbreaker, about 5 minutes before halftime when Crusaders were pounding away on the line. A handling error. And Claremont turned from defense into attack and went the length of the field for a terrific try.
Yeah, and playing the advantage, right, on that knock-on.
Absolutely, that's good refereeing. But good stuff both sides here. Been a real uptick in terms of physicality. There's been much better contest around the breakdown, and we're seeing 2 good sides going at it. Christendom, however, will need to pull something out of the bag pretty quickly in order to get back into this game.
Yes, well said, my friend. And ladies and gentlemen, Steve does know what he's talking about as a 2-time USA Rugby Coach of the Year and U.S. Collegiate All-Americans Sevens coach. So there's Sevens players and 15s players on the radar for different programs here. And that's another thing about these
they're on the field.
Small college competitions. They're a pathway and an ability to get somebody noticed. And here's Thomas Audino to get us restarted in the second half of the Audino Rugby playing brothers family. Their oldest brother is on the sideline as a priest, as a matter of fact. And there's the ball taken nicely on the restart by Joe Kelly, the poli-sci senior. There's big Owen Kennedy. And again, he is 6'9" and a freshman.
Take a step, guys. Just take a step.
Yeah, they
Back
bottled him up.
three,
Claremont bottled him up pretty well. He had a physically imposing performance the other night, but hasn't been able to get the same yardage today. That's credit to Claremont's D.
That's right. There's Duig. He gets it in the hands of a hard-charging, hard-running Nick Cutterbeck. There's his look-alike, Audino, taking to the turf. Audino, of course, flew in from Rome for this, and he's got to fly back out. There's number 8, Joe Kelly, but the ball punched away by his counterpart, number 8, Chance Sears, with a good play.
Yep, just wait.
Assistant referee coming in to give some advice.
Guys, everyone stay here for me. Stay here.
Zaliski.
White, everyone go back.
Okay, referee wants a private chat.
We're talking about the incident. Okay.
With his AR.
Yep. Okay, so what's the number?
Unfortunately, all we can hear is heavy breathing, so we'll have to wait for a
Okay,
hand
sounds good.
signal.
So
Chris
it's a slap to
O'Malley
the face. You're recommending yellow card.
catching his breath as he's in that conference.
Thank you, Captain. So as this ruck went away, I saw there was a pile up. I asked my ARs to watch it, and our ARs have seen him slap the player clearly in the face. It's a yellow card.
Oh, that's a big play, and that could be a big momentum shift on behalf of the Crusaders. That's going to be Frankie Reyes going to the sin bin, Steve, for a slap to the face. Let's see if we can pick it up here.
Yeah, you just saw the beginnings of it there when Reyes was cleared out of the ruck. He obviously took exception to the way that happened. And what you saw, or what the result is a yellow card for the tight head prop from Claremont. This gives Christendom a little bit of an opportunity here. One-man advantage for 10 minutes. Audino is shaping to kick for touch on the left-hand side. It's a difficult kick. He's at the halfway mark. He makes touch, which is the important thing here. And it's a Christendom line out going forward inside their opposition 22 on the left-hand side.
Yeah, it just picked up
Ball,
about
guys.
10 meters, but as you
Ball.
say, the important thing was getting it into touch and controlling and keeping possession, and maybe you get that ball in the hands of an Owen Kennedy now.
Guys, if they maul, watch me. I'll bring you up. Make sure you're in 15.
Little change up here in terms of decision. They've gone for a full line out. Previously been working a 4-man operation.
There's the ball taken. That looked like it was Joe Kelly taking it. Here's Newton collecting it. Bad pass. They've lost some meters so far. That's a good tackle by Swensrud. He's cut it back. Rambling forward. Steve, he always runs hard.
Yeah, I mean, he's not necessarily physically imposing. He's got a lean character, but he just gets yardage. He keeps working.
Great tackle there by Sam Ness, going low on the big man, Owen Kennedy. Audino looking to get it outside. And, you know, they've moved backwards 20 meters just because of defensive prowess of the Lions, but now they're retreating because it was a penalty. Here's a quick tap. Here's Dewey sucking it back in. There's the captain, Tim Mara, future Marine. He's still barreling forward. Takes it to the ground. This would be a big moment if they could get some points here for the Crusaders, and it's going to be a knock-on. Maybe looking into contact prior.
But you're in front of him, so it's offside.
And it was offsides, and a penalty awarded to Claremont.
Yeah, a wee bit unfortunate there. A couple of opportunities for Christendom to get some joy out of that one-man advantage, but they kind of botched the line out. Another error here. And Grundlig, by all means, taking his time, push it down the field, chew up that clock, and look to get their compatriot back on the field.
All right, that just bounced just by us, Steve, and a couple of lucky fans were alert enough not to get hit in the nose by that kick. Here's the line out, and it's going to be thrown in by our man, Michael Porter, whose mom, Tigger, is here. Mike had a neck injury when he was in high school playing football and turned to rugby. And his team retains the line out, Cial, and now it's in the hands of Chance Sears, our man of the match Friday night. He gets it out wide, and now suddenly on the charge, on attack, are the men down by a man. The Claremont Colleges, Lions in the blue. If you're just joining us, it's 26-5 in favor of the Lions wearing the navy blue, and they just got a penalty earned for them, Steve.
Yep, high tackle there. Thomas Ward, he's a tall man, but no excuse for that. You've got to get your body lower.
And it's been a disappointing time with the man advantage for Christendom right now.
Christendom, yeah, they haven't really, derived any advantage from their numerical superiority, however temporary. Once again, if I was Claremont, no rush to take this line out. They're going to short 4-man line out as well. Goes to the front.
There's Swensrud. And there's a nice follow. And a little tap into Sickinger's hands. Kudebaker making the tackle. Now maybe it can be turned over. He's got to release that ball, and he's going to call it. Yes, indeed. It's awarded.
That's actually a neck roll there for me. Grundlig 15.
Relax. Don't do it. Guys, 10 away.
The assistant referee should have picked it up. And a little bit of verbals here, which is always unnecessary. It's not going to help anyone. Excessive chit-chat by either side. Not helpful.
And right at the very end of that, you like to see number 11, Jerome Norton of Christendom, giving a little pat to Abraham Asante, saying, hey, man, let's just go back at it. And they walk away.
Do you have anything in the hubbub?
To my mind here, it's a clear neck roll from Grundlig on his opponent.
Before that, I had 15 blue with a neck roll in that ruck. Someone with a yellow card for that. Okay, 15.
Oh, boy, they're going to be
15.
down 2 men.
Both captains, too.
And the South African Grundling is going to get the cheese.
Okay, so before the hubbub in the ruck, you went to clean the men out, and you went clearly around the neck. It's a neck roll. It's a yellow card.
And there is indeed.
Step up
So
as captains,
now,
guys. All right, we talked about this. Stop. Listen. We talked about this before the game. This has the opportunity to be great. The first half was stellar. Let's not ruin it now. Yes? Work as leaders. Bring it up. That's all I need from you. What do you need?
There you have it. Referee Chris O'Malley telling the story. So it's going to be 2 men down for at least
all
5 minutes, if I have my times right here, Steve.
Yeah, I mean, that's well handled by the referee there. Also, the assistant referee. It was pretty clear infraction. I think the correct decision on Grundlich for the yellow card. A little bit of after.
6 minutes left on the first card. Yep.
That's
okay,
so
be back here.
Left on that card.
Neck roll.
Here's Audino to try to position his team a little bit better on the penalty kick into touch. I'm just trying to catch who is in as a front row substitute for Claremont, Steve.
Yeah. The last one was fine. The first one,
they haven't made one yet. They don't need to make one until there is a scrum.
Until there's a scrum.
Yep. You're 9. Okay.
There's the ball taken by the Crusaders. Here's Owen Kennedy. There he is, big number 4, smashing forward. But again, they contain him. Audino looking for his outside backs.
Good work. Way to pull out that 12.
Jacob Beeson gets it into the hands of Cutterbaker. Cutterbaker smashing forward down the far side. But it's stolen away. And it's Sam Ness right in the middle of things again, running east-west. But he has the ball, gets it to the middle of the field. And there's a whistle and a penalty.
First man's on his feet. Carrier not releasing. Holding on.
Not releasing, and there's a big break for Christendom. Audino with a long kick into touch, and he finds it. That was an interesting series.
Yeah, it was. Cut it back. Another good run down the left-hand side. Turned it over.
Yeah, they were
Claremont offending the breakdown. What we have now, though, is we have Christendom line out.
Pull out that last
about
one.
5 yards out with a
First man.
2-man advantage. They've got to make something work here.
Guys, same thing if they maul. I'll bring you up.
You have to get points. Will Arnold throws it in.
With his body position, they've got to get lower. Kennedy's rambling, and he's got to stretch. He's in.
That took all 6'9" to get in, but he did it. Presence of mind to get through and get over. And they did it quickly off of that line out. So suddenly it's now 26-10 pending the conversion attempt. And you want to do this quickly and get the ball in the air and get it back while you have this 2-man advantage. 2-man advantage would probably be about another 2 minutes, 3 minutes, guesstimating here, as Duig lines up the conversion. I think Duig, was he the one that was very precise in his approach? By precise, I mean took a long time.
All kickers are, patient these days. They have their little routine they go through. Unfortunately, on this occasion, it didn't help. Vinny Duig there, wide right. Score 26-10, but exactly what Christendom needed. They got something out of the 2-man advantage, peeling around the front of the line out. There's that big man, Owen Kennedy. Soon to go on a mission to Peru, stretching out, reaching over the line to narrow the deficit.
All right, I don't know if you caught the young man standing there. That was the water boy, Francis, who happens to be Coach Theo Smith's son. He was in the khaki pants while Duig was lining up and collecting the tee. Well done, Francis. All right, here's number 10, Jeremy Siao from Singapore. Science major. Getting ready to restart. 26-10, his team leads. There it is. Puts it right in the middle. Comes Audino. There's Cutterbaker. Cut it back, and there's Huplak barreling forward. I said Cutterbaker, didn't I?
You have a couple of times, yeah.
Okay. Again, apologies, folks.
Nope, 2 and 2.
To all the cutterbacks out there.
2 and 2.
And the Cutterbakers.
Now, there's 2 men from each side of the line.
It's Cutterback. We'll get it right.
Out here.
He deserves it. He's had an excellent tournament so far. Hard runner, good defender. All right, there's Duhigg. And, you know, they want to get this ball in. They don't want any more time ticking off their advantage. But I would imagine any second they're going to be up just one man as Frankie Reyes comes in. There's Claremont. That was straight or not, but it's on and going. And there's number 12, Lucas Hackett Provenzano from Redwood City, California. There's Brian Wall. And suddenly, calming things down are Claremont. There's Asante. Got support from his team at the breakdown. That's Chance Sears. He started to pick up the pace a little bit. We're seeing him more involved.
Yeah, this is a very effective passage of play here from Claremont, taking care of the ball, chewing up the clock, looking to get their cavalry back on the field.
It's a good sign when you see younger players with this kind of patience and understanding the game situation. There's Asante. I beg your pardon. That was Asante. There's Swensrud off the base of the breakdown there.
Yeah, I mean, this is intelligent play. I mean, we actually had a chat with I had a chat with the coaches, Jeremy Ognall and Scott Bracken, before the game, and we were discussing Cal St. Mary's when the St. Mary's didn't manage the clock and coughed up a late winning try for Cal in the last minute. This is exactly what you need to do to manage the clock, manage this situation. It's good coaching. It's good decision-making by the players on the field.
And, you know, it could lead to some frustration on the part of Christendom, and you don't want them to commit a penalty out of that frustration. They cannot afford to let up any more points. They just need to play defense and get the ball back. But here comes Sam Ness smashing forward for the men in blue. And it was almost turned over, but it's not. There's Swensrud. Asante patiently going forward and presenting the ball. Very impressive series here of phases on the part of the Claremont Colleges.
Now move out, White. Yep, White, stay out. You can get it. Ball's there.
You hear O'Malley warning the men in white to roll away.
No hands!
And there's a whistle and a penalty awarded to Claremont, Steve.
Yeah, indeed. As we said, that was a very impressive passage of play from them. It wasn't necessarily the prettiest, but very effective.
Tim.
And Reyes is back in. That's Frankie Reyes, the front row player.
If the rain does start going crazy, you got this
from Hinsdale, Illinois.
Pressure. He never released and stopped promising attack. Yellow.
Oh boy. And that's
infringements.
Even worse than just a penalty, Steve. It's a yellow card for Owen Kennedy.
No battery. No battery.
Yep. Well, now you're starting to see the cards have a serious impact in the game. One off for both sides right now. Reyes a chance at redemption, but he is repulsed by the Christendom defenders.
And you heard the word maul called.
Good.
And now the ball is to the ground. Claremont. They're looking to pad their 26-10 lead. They are in the navy blue. In the white, Christendom Crusaders from Front Royal, Virginia. They just had their man Owen Kennedy sent to the bin. And there's a whistle.
Just come back.
So you know the consultation here. The referee O'Malley and his assistant referee Belnair. No try awarded. Knock on a scrum to Christendom. However, they have a lock forward off the field. They will have to make an adjustment, presumably back row going into lock.
Yeah, that's a big turnover, though. And if they can get some exit strategy here that works for them, they'll dodge a bullet. They can't afford to give up any more points, and they were very fortunate that that was not a try and it was indeed a knock-on. So what's your exit strategy here, Steve?
Well, given the fact they have no scrum dominance, you're going to have a good clearance kick or perhaps a strong carry from a center.
You know, we've seen some inexperience or some eagerness on the part of youth trying to spin these kind of wide sometimes, but not here. Here's Audino, and it's tipped by a defender from the Claremont Colleges, and it's taken to turf. I think that was number 14, Takayama. That took it to the ground. Okay, in the meantime, there's a counter ruck attempt by Will Arnold, and it's going to be a whistle and a penalty.
Quick tap here. Swensrud goes himself, a little bit isolated, but as long as he takes care of the ball would be well for Claremont.
There's Brian Wall.
But they don't. Knock on.
Oh, boy. Would you have preferred him maybe settling things down? Or do you mind the quick tap there?
Yeah, I mean, you always give your, halfbacks the license if they see something to go for it. But the proof of the pudding's in the eating, right? See, he took a quick tap, got isolated, his teammate turned it over. So not a successful outcome.
What's the number? 14. 14 white. Sub. Number 14. Up there. Yep.
We've got a substitution.
Time's off, guys. 14.
14's going out.
Sub.
At the 56-ish minute of the match. Try to get you who came in.
Let's go, guys.
Looks like it might be.
Oh, yeah.
Is it John Messing? I can't. I believe it might be John Messing. Is that number 16? He'll be at the back of the scrum, number 8.
Bind.
I guess that'll be temporary, right?
Set.
Indeed. So once again, Christendom needing to exit. Scrum under pressure. And they've given away the penalty.
Was that the wheeling of the scrum?
Hold him.
And there's Asante. And he goes in for the try. A nice little athletic move at the end there
Okay.
against the would-be tackler. And
Okay,
just
back
like
on.
that, it is now 31-10. Nice try by Asante out of Union, New Jersey, Steve.
Yes, on that occasion there. So scrum half goes for a quick tap again. This time he connects with his player. We'll see it here. Asante, as you said, a very athletic
Oh, look at
finish.
that.
Terrific acrobatic play
Yes.
there. Give me a highlight reel. And near the post, so a relatively easier conversion.
And Steve, you had brought up last night how you like when guys dive for the try or players dive for the try because you can't get stopped. And there's an Asante try that
Just be careful. Stay away from
shows
the
exactly
backside
that.
rock. Yep.
Conversion good by Grundlich. Back on the field again after his indiscretion. And so now the deficit extends.
And I believe they are up a man for a bit of time
Back
here
to
as
full
well.
strength.
Insult to injury, as they say.
So, yep, 33-10, Claremont Colleges over Christendom. We're just approaching the three-quarters mark, coming up to 60 minutes.
There's a nice restart by Audino, but corralled by Chance Sears, the number 8 for Claremont. He's out of San Diego, economics and accounting major.
That was a great clear out by Leonard there.
There's Sam
Textbook
Ness.
stuff.
And Steve, we have some very good players in that pack for Claremont that seem to settle things when they need it settled the most. A little slow to get up off the turf there is a player from, that looks like your Glaswegian, but in the meantime, charging downfield into the open is Lucas Hackett Provenzano. And they'll be dancing in the streets of Redwood City, California.
Stop.
Yeah, good try there. Good, a little, perhaps an unfortunate incident the referee may pick up right after the score, which he has done.
Wait.
So a late hit after the
Late hit on
score
number 2,
by
with
the
reset
hooker,
penalty
Will
2.
Arnold.
Michael Porter. So
Number 2, after
yet
ground
another
him,
yellow
shoved him in the
card.
fence. So we get yellowed. We're starting with a penalty.
And we just got...
So what we had was we had a score. Great break from Swensrud connecting with his center, Hackett Provenzano. The score there, right under the posts to make a relatively easy connection for Grundlich. Unfortunately, Porter with a late hit. That's unnecessary. And he saw a yellow. So now Christendom, 2 players down.
That was Will Arnold.
My mistake.
Penalty against you guys. The late hit. Your penalty. Blue. Blue.
You're
Your
correct.
penalty.
Will Arnold, the hooker from Christendom, was the player who received the yellow. So they are now 2 players down.
That's that's unnecessary. You can't do that. The guy clearly scored the try. He was already about to get up on his feet. You can't hit him late like that. You don't like to see that. That's 40 to 10 now. 40 to 10. Is that right, Stephen?
That is
You got
correct.
the timers on all these things?
40-10 in favor of Claremont. The Claremont Colleges, the Lions in blue, over Christendom Crusaders out of Front Royal, Virginia, in this Enscrow Championship weekend. This is the Championship Cup final. We'll also have some more matches coming up, including the Challenge Cup final. So stay tuned on the Enscrow YouTube channel or the Next Level Rugby YouTube channel.
Bind!
Emphatic bind call there by
Steady,
referee
Blue.
O'Malley. As the ball's taken out by Chance Sears. He's the big man, number 8, into the open, and he looks like he's got some room, and he just is corralled by the defense of the Crusaders at the last second, but there's a try scorer as well behind him in Asante, who takes it to the turf. Swensrud gets it into the hands of Michael Porter out of Norco High School. Economics, a psychology and anthropology major. Here's Seau. Seau looks who's outside, but keeps it, goes back inside, still waiting for it, but there is Sickinger. Sickinger going to the turf. And the outside backs have done well for Claremont all day as well. Oh, and there's a knock on, unfortunate, from Sam Ness. Turned over. That's number 5, Thomas Ward. A ball bounces around, it gets sloppy, and there's a whistle, and it's going to be a knock-on awarded to Claremont on the first knock-on. Thomas Ward, number 5 for Christendom. His favorite player is Dan Carter. As a lock, you got a fly half as your favorite player. That's an interesting thing.
That timing was totally fine. Yep.
So clothesline was the call there, Steve. What was that all about?
I missed it. Clothesline?
Yeah, I thought I heard referee O'Malley mention a clothesline, but there's number 15
Crouch.
getting a high five. That's Grundlig getting back into the back line.
All right, crouch.
For the Lions.
Bind. Set.
Swensrud. Checked by Duig, and there's a bit of a wheel. No call. Chance Sears barreling over Duig, but taken to the turf. Duig is not the biggest man on the planet, but he took on Chance Sears and tripped him up just enough for his teammate to help him. Here's Sam Ness. Sam Ness barreling forward.
He's had a pretty good game this afternoon.
He has indeed. There's Seau kicking it, looking for a little maybe flare, and that's going to go through and out.
Tim.
Not a
Scrummer 22.
great choice, but I guess you're playing with house money at this point
22.
when you're up by 30
22.
points, and there's about 18 minutes, 17 minutes left in this
No, it's
match.
a drop kick from behind the 22. You're going to have scrum where it was kicked from, but your captain opted for the 22.
That's one thing that when we were doing the Cara Cup series with the New England Free Jacks and the Irish provinces, you saw those young players, 19 and 20 years old, no matter what the score was, how much they were up, they were still clinical. They didn't, even when they managed the ball as though it was a 0-0 match at times. Perhaps that comes with experience. Anyway, there's the kick into, and a penalty awarded to Claremont.
High tackle.
A high tackle was the call. There's a quick tap and a go. Here's Seau. He's got Chance Sears, the number 8, with some rumbling room. He's got Sickinger on his outside. Chance Sears might do it himself, and he does. The big number 8 dots it down, and he has really been a force in this second half, Steve.
Yeah, he's picked up the pace. Couple of storming runs, and that particular one finishing off himself. Claremont taking advantage there. Grundlig did well there to recognize with a 2-man advantage there has to be space somewhere. That space was out on the left-hand side. He got the ball to where the space was. Claremont profited.
Here it is again. There's Seau. Gets it to Chance. Hey, just get it to Sears. Let him do the work, and he does it all. Right down, puts it down. Well done.
He's a big man. He's a strong runner, but I think Christendom will be a little disappointed with a couple of those tackles there, the players themselves. Kennedy now returning to the fray from his time out in the naughty chair.
Another angle from our crack crew from the Next Level production team. There's your end scroll banner, Penn Mutual. Grundling. That's smiling substitution.
That's Connor Peterson, the injured player. And there's the terrific player in his own right.
What was it, an ACL injury?
Torn ACL, yep. He was going very well last year. On the radar, certainly for myself. And now we moved up to 45-10. This game is getting a little bit out of hand, and who would have thought it?
Yeah. That's why I'm not a gambling man, Steve. Because I would have thought this one would have been a nail-biter. And it had the makings of it. There were just some fundamental issues, some bad breaks, bounces of the ball, and that's the way rugby is. In the meantime, it looked like Duig was going to kick the ball the other way on that restart, but that's his style, and it's actually a pretty good kick. As Claremont fishes it out. We've got a couple of substitutions in now for the Lions. We'll get you those as the play evolves. I think that's number 17, Jalen Kinney, out of Santa Clarita, international relations student. But they're rambling down the outside on the other side, the far side of the pitch. There's a big run, and a big stick, and that could be a tip tackle and a red card on Ordino for that tackle. We'll see what O'Malley does on that one.
It. He jumped into it, which is why I'm not carding it.
Okay, there's the explanation. The ball carrier jumped into the tackle, so it's not going to be a tip tackle or a card. It's just going to be a penalty. And there's Grundlig kicking it into touch.
I didn't card that because he jumped into it, but your man still twisted him in the air. Yeah.
Here's your replay.
Right, exactly. This motion was
great run by Seau, and he is
turning.
That is Takayama smashed to the turf.
Well, not sure I agree with that one. I don't see the jump.
Yeah, I don't see that either. But we have the advantage of replay, not in real time.
And that was the third time we saw it, so
yeah,
not going to take any credit for it.
We're great. We're great armchair quarterbacks after 3 replays. And there's a line out taken by the Lions. They're looking for more. They're up 45-10 here at Siena College, Hickey Field, for the Enscrow Championship weekend. There's Seau slipping in, trying to get by. He is corralled and kept in
Scrum
play.
Advantage, White. Away, Blue!
Scrum advantage to White. We'll see if they can do something here. Let's see what the Crusaders can do with this advantage. There's Tim Mara barreling forward.
Back up. 2 knocks here, and then here.
2 knocks. Steve
12.
Jerome Norton and Tim Mara, both future
12.
Marines. So we'd like to salute them and thank them and their families.
Time's off.
A little bit more important than rugby, I would venture to say.
Well, life choices.
As the knock, and the scrum awarded.
So here we go, pinned deep in their half. Christendom, what have they got? What have they got in the tanks? 12 minutes to go. They're a better side than the scoreline suggests. It would be good to see if they could prove that in the remaining 10 minutes or so with a couple of scores.
And it's a penalty.
Far side.
Going to be awarded to Claremont. There's Frankie Reyes with a quick tap and a try. Oh, the prop gets his due, right?
Yep, and that brings up the half century for Claremont.
There's the mother of our hooker, Michael Porter. That's Tigger. As my Sharona beckons the fans at Hickey Field.
Don't think there's anyone alive in that field alive when that song came out.
No. But it's got us going here in the booth and a couple of our gray-haired friends out there. See some familiar glints in their eyes. But in the meantime, here's the conversion attempt. And the kick is up, and it is good. An exceptional conversion there by your man from South Africa, Steve. Cape Town's Grundlig.
Yep. He's kicked well all day. Credit to him.
The only time he didn't kick well was when he was in the sin bin doing his penance. Is that 52-10?
That is the score with 10 to go.
All right, an uphill battle to say the least. Here's number 22, Justin Blankston Phillips out of Logansville, Georgia. Economics major in for the Lions. As Swensrud digs it out. There's Sam Ness. Puts that stiff arm up, looks for some room, doesn't get it, as he's corralled by Thomas Ward, the senior philosophy major. And it's a knock-on and a scrum down to Christendom.
The ball.
Looks like number 16. Oh, we'll get you more of those substitutions as we get them.
Crouch.
About 10 minutes left in this match, Steve. It's time
Fine.
to start talking about our men of the match.
Set.
Yes, indeed, couple of contenders. Obviously with Claremont. Oh, that's a terrific tackle.
That was Nicodemus Kaufman, the freshman in, wearing number 23. He's nursing some injuries. Otherwise, he might have been in the starting lineup. But counterattack by Sam Ness, welcoming Mr. Kaufman to the match. There's Swensrud. Gets it into the hands of Sickinger, who has had a nice match. And there's Frankie Reyes, who is atoning for being in the sin bin and rambling forward. He's also got a try. Asante calling for the ball. He's had a big day. Siao scrambling, moving around, and gets the ball into the hands of number 17. That's Jalen Kinney. Kinney presents the ball. And again, on attack. There goes Swensrud. He'd like to cross the whitewash. But credit the defense of Christendom. The Crusaders have not given in. They keep fighting back, and you'll love to see that with young players in matches like this. There's Asante with a little bit of open room. He's shown his athleticism earlier, but he throws it away. Maybe trying to do a little bit too much. And it's in the hands of Kudabak.
And then not in the hands of Kennedy.
And not in the hands of Kennedy. So it'll be a knock-on and a scrum down awarded to the Claremont Colleges Lions.
Give him respect first and foremost, and that's not respectful.
So, Steve, who's on your radar right now?
Yeah, I think for Claremont, good performances in the backs from Sickinger. Obviously, a couple of first-half tries. Grundlig's looked dangerous and kicked well from the tee. However, I think it's their dominant back row. And Frankie Reyes, it would probably be Frankie Reyes or Chance Sears for me. I'm going to go for the tight head prop. I don't think they often get recognition. He's performed very well on the loose, as well as doing his tight duties.
All right, and, we'll get back to them in a moment, but in this meantime, Matt Sill is on the outside, and he is in for a try. A nice run, a great look from Swensrud to get him the ball, and that is number 13, Matt Sill out of San Luis Obispo, the economics and finance major. And just like that, there's another try, and here comes another conversion attempt, and I think it's going to be Grundlig again. He's got to be getting tired from kicking these conversions. It's 57-10 right now, pending the conversion. And Steve, getting back to your selection, Frankie Reyes did get pinged for a yellow card, though. So that's where I might go with Chance Sears again. He did win it Friday night, but again, he has just stepped up in this second half. He's been a difference maker. It's a coin toss. I'll defer to you, my friend.
Yeah, well, it's not a most promising student award. It's a most valuable player award. So who's contributed most over the course of the 80 minutes? He only played 70. I grant you that. And I'm not excusing his indiscretion. I just feel his contribution over the game merits the award.
All right, Grundlig's kick does not make it. So we'll stay at 57-10 for now. And are you going to
I am firm in my conviction.
Okay, so you are firm in your conviction. Who am I to argue with a two-time USA Rugby Coach of the Year in saluting a player an award? Kudos to you, Stephen, and kudos to Frankie Reyes, our man of the match for what appears to be a champion Claremont Colleges squad. Here's the restart. Bounced off the shoulder of Kudabek and into the hands of Claremont, but there is a whistle. As play continues, there's Justin Blankston Phipps still working hard as he's come on the pitch and wants to get in the action. You've got some hugs and some pats around. You've also got number 16, Tristan Civness, Cviness. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. In the front row. So you've got some front row changes. He's also going to be joined in there by, as we've mentioned before, Jalen Kinney, international relations major.
Bind.
Looks like we've got some other changes. I'll
Set.
get you those as we can work them out. Looks like number 20, Dan Corkery, the Canadian from Montreal, whose brother Peter was part of the Enscrow Sevens team that won the championship in 2017 for Christendom. Here's Joe Kelly. Not to be confused with the Greenwich High School coach, Joe Kelly. Into the hands, a big stick by the defense of the Lions there. That looks like
Connor Leonard. He's had a good game too in that sort of impressive Claremont back row.
Matt, send the medics on.
Good hit.
Yeah, that was a big hit there. And let's hope that
Time's off.
Maybe just a bit of a winded player, perhaps. The legs are moving. That's always a good sign. But in the meantime, Frankie Reyes of Hinsdale, Illinois, economics and psych major, will be our man of the match for the Claremont Colleges Lions, as they appear to have won this Enscrow Championship Cup final. And that's a good sign. He is up, seated, taking a sip of water, rub some dirt on it. You can't really do that on field turf fields. But Steve, how about on the other side of the ball for Christendom?
Yeah, it's been a tough day for Christendom. You know, it's they have players who've worked hard.
That's Isaac Belleville walking off under his own volition. And we'd like to see that.
Yeah, I mean, I think Odino and Cutterback, who had impressive performances on Friday, have struggled to get to the same level. I think Vinny Duhigg worked hard and has worked hard all weekend long for them at scrum half. So
Let me know when those subs are
I would
complete,
probably
Matt.
go with him.
Mark will be here. Mark will be here, guys.
And you've got, I agree completely with you on that. Steve just wanted to point out that Anthony Whitaker, number 18, is in. The Whitaker boys home school, John Whitaker.
All right, I've got 15 on the field, Matt. Are you good? Okay.
And
Time's on.
We're just
Not
checking
done.
the number of players on the field. But older brother Joe played on that Sevens national team, the Enscrow Sevens national team in 2017. So you got a lot of brothers and family and Sevens and 15 synergy going on both sides of the ball here, but specifically for Christendom.
Go back. Go back.
There's number 13 taking the quick tap. Jackie Beeson gets it to the hands of a long-legged blonde man. I think that is number 19, John Whitaker. His brother Anthony is also in, number 18. So the Whitakers are in, and there's still flying and still churning and struggling those legs.
Cut it back there, yep, with a good run.
He doesn't quit. There's Thomas Ward, the philosophy major. Alistair Micketer is his favorite philosopher.
Back up. Back up. Back up.
We'll pause here. A couple of minutes left in this one. But we've also got a Challenge Cup final coming up, Steve.
Indeed we have.
Okay, 13 white. You see where the
Washington Lee Well, Virginia against the Californians,
No, no, no. We're
Azusa
in his body.
Pacific University. That'll be coming up at 2:45. The final, the Enscrow Challenge Cup.
That's the Screaming Minx of Washington.
Okay.
Lee. Is that,
So we're
is
going
that
yellow.
not
Is
right?
the
Okay, sounds thanks.
as
13.
as nicknames go,
13.
an interesting choice.
Captain as well. Tim. Tim.
Well, the Screaming Minx got here by smoking the
So again, the
Wiener
reports
Cats.
play. This player lifted the player up in the air and brought him down on his back. Yellow card.
But there's a
Your
yellow
penalties,
card,
you guys.
and that's going to be number 13,
Yes.
John Jacobison, the St. Ignatius
Lift him and turn
Cleveland
him.
product. His older brother, Joe, his older brother played for the Sevens, the Enscrow Sevens. They were Final Four members this in 2018. And that's John Jacobison pinned.
Yep, so another yellow card there. High tackle, third one for Christendom. Claremont themselves having received 2, total of 5 during the game. It's 5 more than it should be, but these things happen sometimes.
As we get a shot of the trophy. That's an impressive looking trophy, by the way. The ball's knocked backwards, so it's still alive. Got number 20 also in. Boyang Louis from Beijing, philosophy major. Tackle release called by O'Malley.
So that's good stuff from Claremont. You know, it's always good to get everyone on the field so they can share in that championship-winning experience.
Exactly.
Even if it's for 2, 5, or 10 minutes. Always a good thing.
There's number 19 also in there, Jahan Vaswamy, who hails from Hong Kong and is an economics psychology major as well. So they're able to rationalize how they're making all that money. Here's Duick. You know, he's had a very good weekend. Even though his team is down by 47 points, he's been solid at scrum half. And
15 blue, sub.
Got a substitution coming in. That looks like number 21 jogging in, Connor Peterson. Can't be Connor
Can't be.
Peterson. So it might be
All good, Matt.
Jackson Zeladin, perhaps.
Matt, sub's complete, yes?
When we're
Okay.
done rolling.
We're not sure. We
Guys,
got
if we're not in,
different
make
numbers
sure we're
on
back 10.
different jerseys, folks, so we apologize.
If we're not in, clearly back 10, guys.
All right, that's good. That's good.
And we are in the waning seconds of this match. And we'll have Brett Anker down on the pitch with players after this final whistle.
We're doing me first.
There's number 23, Nicodemus Kaufman, charging forward. He's just a freshman. And there's, put it back into the open and under the post for a try. And he earned every bit of that try, Steve.
Yes, I'd agree. He's worked hard. Both games, good player. You know, swimming against the tide in this one perhaps, but it's good to finish like that with a strong run. Some personal recognition. Scoring under the posts in a championship final. Simple enough. Just popped the gap. Good pass from his fly half and finished off
And Steve,
emphatically.
he's just a freshman.
Scrum half, correction.
Just a freshman, Nick Cutterback, and his favorite player is Damian McKenzie, and his favorite team are the Chiefs in Super Rugby. Perhaps a Tony Flay influence.
No, that wouldn't be a Tony Flynn influence. He's a Crusader man. There's no accounting for taste, but that's the final whistle. Claremont Colleges are your Enscrow champions for 2019, and congratulations to them, their coaches, Jeremy Ognall, Scott Bracken, parents, fans, everyone involved with them.
That's right, and let's see if our man Brett Anker can secure Mr. Frankie Reyes, the number 3 of Claremont, and perhaps, who was our pick on the other side of the ball?
Vinny Duig.
Maybe he can get Vinny Duig, the scrum half, as well from Christendom. As we're watching him, there's the mom of Michael Porter, that's Tigger. His grandmother's name is Ellen, I kid you not. That's the psychology and anthropology major, Michael Porter, the hooker. And he is big part of this, the Claremont Colleges Lions victory as the teams give their handshakes. Steve, this has been a great experience for these players. As a coach on the national levels of sevens, and you're across the board, what are some of the players that might have caught your eye?
Yeah, I mean, there's always two or three. There's just athleticism, and there's been some good rugby players out here as well. It's not just physicality, but obviously Kennedy's a large man for Christendom. I thought Odino had a good game on Friday. Didn't quite have the same commanding performance today. Thought he's looked good for Claremont. Some good stuff, particularly like the back row players, though. I thought they were quite dominant.
Yep, you can see here comes the Christendom Crusaders coming over to. They applauded their fans. The fans are applauding both sides. There's Frankie Reyes. Looks like he has been indeed corralled by our man Brett Anker for a post-game interview. He's posing for some photos. You gotta like that. You know what? I'm completely sold on your choice there now. Gotta like that. And it never hurts to give it to a front rower. But again, you gotta salute Chance Sears. He's had another exceptional game and an exceptional weekend. He was our man of the match Friday night. As you get some applause, and there's a team prayer by Christendom. As so there's a bunch of the fans and the other players, perhaps the younger players on the squad. All right, there you have it. And now I think, do we have Brett Anker? Not yet. We're working on getting Brett Anker down on the sideline. But you can see the teams celebrating in their different ways, their different styles, applauding each other, applauding the fans. They're getting ready to get awarded the trophy.
Back up to the fence, please. Back up more.
And it's an exciting moment if you're one of these players for the Lions, Steve, getting this award. It's been a wild trip to get here. Oh, we have Brett Anker on the pitch with Reyes.
Hi, I'm here with Jerome Norton, player from Christendom College here. I know it wasn't what you guys were looking for. Coach had indicated that you had yourself outlined for a Final Four finish in your goals from early August. I know you smell the championship here when you're in the final game, but how do you think your team accomplished their goals this year?
First and foremost, I just want to give thanks to everyone for coming out, our fans and everything, and just thank God for this opportunity for Claremont, a great team. They've played very well. But, yeah, it wasn't what we expected, but we came out, we gave 100%. That's all you can ask for. We laid it all out there, and we gave everything to God.
You guys are the epitome of small college rugby. Mm-hmm. You're the smallest school in Enscrow. You have 200 male students. How are you guys able to compete at such a high level?
I don't know. We have a great feeder school. We have a lot of good guys. We've built this from the ground up. Started as a club, and then it became a school sport, and we just keep growing, and we're getting there.
You have 11 seniors, including yourself and Tim Mann, are both entering the Marines. Can you talk a little bit about your decision to do that and kind of the legacy you're leaving?
That's something I've wanted to do my whole life, and it's one of my biggest goals, and I've accomplished that. And doing that with Tim is a great honor.
All right, thanks. Back to you, Matt.
Well done, Brett, and a salute to our man Jerome Norton, who is going to be going into the Marines. Steve, we are looking at what might be the award ceremony. I thought we were going to get Frankie Reyes, who was our man of the match for Claremont. We'll check on that. But in the meantime, I think we're just going to enjoy the moment here with these teams getting their just due with their awards and their kudos and their plaudits, or whatever you want to call it.
All of those words work.
And none of them really. Okay, so we're just standing by.
So back to the game. A comprehensive win for Claremont Colleges. 57-17 was the final. And as you see them lining up there in their hoops, navy blue.
Just to let you know, the microphone's going on over a live stream, and I'll talk as loud as I can, so hopefully everybody can hear me. First, let me introduce myself. I shouldn't have to read the notes, but as we get to a certain age, all these things help. So, I'm Steve Cohen. I'm the founder and president of NSCRO. This is obviously a passion. It's something I started in 2002, and here we are today. It's just been an amazing experience for myself and for everyone involved with NSCRO. I'd like to first thank a number of people and organizations that made this weekend possible. It's very important that we do that, and then we'll get to numerous awards for the players and the teams. I'd first like to thank, with me today, I have Matt Robinette, who's the Director of Events, and Jeremy Treese, the Director of Rugby Development. Thank you guys for your outstanding support this weekend. I would also like to special note of thanks to Bill Krecker, who is our eligibility director, and he's also Secretary of Board of Directors, who's unable to attend this weekend. I'd like to thank him very much for his support. So let me start by asking a question. What is Rugby Tough? Whether you're here in person this weekend or watching the live streaming, you witnessed a fantastic display of athleticism and rugby skills at this really beautiful campus and facility. I'd like to ask the fans to salute the players who gave it their all this weekend. Players, I ask you now to thank your fans, the schools, and those who supported you in reaching the goal, being the best in small college rugby. Rugby is a wonderful sport. It upholds sportsmanship both on and off the field. In ways, it's the perfect sport to foster the growth and development of young adults who, as student athletes, work hard to make themselves and others proud of their accomplishments. As the legendary basketball coach John Wooden once said, to be part of something special is a privilege. I know I feel privileged to be part of the collegiate rugby, and I hope you do too. So let us take the time now to honor these student athletes for their outstanding accomplishments in reaching their preseason goals. But first, let me thank a number of people who made this weekend possible. Siena College, our host, led by Ned Jones, Vice President of Enrollment, and Greg Matthew, the rugby coordinator. Greg, are you here? He's around. But we'd like to thank them very much and all the volunteers who've really helped support this event. Thank you very much. The Penn Mutual Life Insurance Company, the top sponsor of NSCRO and all of our championships. Learn how Penn Mutual is committed to collegiate rugby and others by helping achieve life's possibilities by visiting pennmutual.com/rugby. We'd like to thank Rhino Rugby, the official NSCRO equipment and ball supplier, and they who provided this weekend's the Vortex Elite Match Balls and all of our apparel. To outfit your team with equipment, apparel, and balls that facilitate improved performance, go to rhinorugby.com. We'd also like to thank our other sponsors, DB Sports and Impact Protection. I would like to thank Ryan Ginty of Next Level Rugby, whose crew did a phenomenal job of the live streaming this event. I'd like to thank our medical staff, Dr. Joe Zimmerman and the ATCs for helping keep our players as healthy as possible. I'd like to thank USA Rugby for their support of NSCRO, along with the appointment of referees this weekend. And I'd like to thank the referees, along with the assistant referees, for doing an outstanding job. Our first award is going to be to players selected by our selection committee who are the impact players for the team this weekend. Each player is going to receive a free custom mouth guard from our sponsor, Impact Protection. When I call your name, can you please come up and receive your award? And please stay here for just a group photo. From Endicott College, Matthew Gash-Gilder. From St. John's University, Dominic Auden. From Christendom College, Tim Mara. From the Claremont Colleges, Max Sickinger. Make sure they hold the ball so you can see what they're doing. You want to announce the All Championship team?
Do you want to do that after or do that now?
Yeah, then we do the MVP right after.
Which one's next?
You want to do this? Okay. All right, now we're going to announce the All Championship team. So when I call your name, please come up, and you're going to receive a jersey from Matthew Robinette. Okay? At prop, Brian Wall. At hooker, Will Arnold. At prop, Frankie Reyes. Frankie, come on up, Frankie. Head on over. At number 4, Owen Kennedy. At number 5, Matthew Gash Gilder. At number 6, Dominic Oden. At number 7, Tim Mara. At number 8, Chance Sears. At number 9, Vince Duhigg. At number 10, Thomas Audino. At number 11, Nick Cudback. At number 12, Lucas Hacken Provizin. At number 13, Pat Newton. At number 14, Ethan Takayama. At number 15, Matthew Grundin. We're doing the MVP now?
The creme de la creme, Steve, the creme de la creme, if you will, of these players getting their recognition here as the all-tournament 15.
Yes, indeed. Yes, the tournament, all-tournament team picked by both Steve Cohen, the Enscrow commissioner and founder, and also Jeremy Treese, who's been involved in the organization for some time, very knowledgeable rugby man and coach in these parts. And they made the selections, and the selections are good ones, in our opinion, here in the commentary box.
Yeah, not an easy, not easy choices to make, because there have been some exceptional performances at each position by different players. So if you were left out, gentlemen, don't get down on yourselves, because there's been some exceptional rugby played, and there are a lot of you that could have been selected for these 15 slots. But now we might indeed have our man Brett Anker catching up with Frankie Reyes. We'll see if that happens. Oh, nope, there goes Frankie Reyes with his all-tournament team jersey on over his Claremont jersey.
Player for the Enscrow National Championship 2019 is Chance Sears. Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you.
Why don't you go get a picture taken over there? Thank you. Yeah, I'm done.
He plays left guard.
We got Frankie Reyes with his hat on, and Brett Anker going to chat in just a moment. And we've also got Chance Sears. Congratulations to him.
We're not quite done yet. NSCO has a tradition called the Heart and Soul Award. It's an award that we provide in match ball to a player who's been selected by the coaching staff, whose selfless contributions off the field have helped the club find success. We hope his teammates will sign the ball, and it's something that he'll always cherish. Once you call your name, please stay up here for a group photo. From Endicott College, Brian Palmatier. From St. John's University, Tim Havenar. From Claremont Colleges, Max Sickinger. From Christendom College, Tim Mara. It's now time to present the team trophies and player awards. All 4 teams will receive a trophy. Player medals will be awarded to the top 3 teams. Rhino Rugby has generously provided a total of $1,000 in gift certificates that will be shared between all 4 teams. We ask the team captains accept these awards on behalf of their club. For 4th place, Endicott College. In 3rd place, St. John's University. In 2nd place, Christendom College. Chairman. The 2019 NSCO Champions Cup National Champion, the Claremont Colleges.
just told him to tell their team to come up.
I'll do that separately. Yeah. I'll say you know that, okay. That's it. I'm just going to say thank you and all that. We're good on time, sir. All right. I want to thank everyone again for being part of this great rugby weekend. To keep up with small college rugby news, visit us at enscro.org, and please sign up for our newsletter, as well as like us on Facebook at Enscro Rugby. Thank you, everyone. Have a safe return trip to your home or school.
All right, that was excellent, Steve. You got a lot of young faces smiling out there, young players that deserve their awards, and I believe we are going to have Brett anchor one more time, and this time it's going to be with Frankie Reyes, our man of the match of the championship final, and the winner is the Claremont Colleges. Brett, are you there?
Yeah.
Go ahead, Brett.
Yes, Matt, I'm here with your man of the match, Frankie Reyes. Claremont Colleges, you guys have been here four straight years. Yeah. Now this is your second win. How do you feel?
I feel pretty good. I mean, this is always the goal. I got here as a freshman. I don't even remember losing a game, went straight to the national championship, won it, made it all the way back last year, and obviously didn't have the result we wanted. So, I mean, it's been a year where all I could really think about was getting back here and getting the job done this time. We did it. I mean, that's the best feeling in the world, just knowing you're the best.
You guys have had an emotional year. You lost team leader and captain Connor Peterson to a torn ACL. Yeah. Were you guys playing for him this weekend?
No question. I mean, he was the person I talked to the longest with after the game. It brought tears to my eyes because this was all for him. I mean, he's the best player on our team. When he's healthy, he's the best player in small college rugby, and it's not even really close. So to be able to do what we did without him, for him, and we lost a couple seniors that couldn't play today that were out a lot of the year. I mean, it was for them. It was for them, and I'm really happy we could do it.
There you have it. Claremont Colleges are your 2019 champions. Back to you, Matt.
Thank you, Brett. Well done. And, you know, if Frankie Reyes, if there was any doubt in my mind about him being your man of the match, that's all been dispelled with that salute to his captain. But we are out of time, and we hope you enjoyed it. But don't go away, because we are going to come back with some more NSCRO, National Small College Rugby Championship Weekend. A stellar play just ahead. I'm Matt McCarthy for Steve Lewis and Brett Anker on this Next Level Rugby production, signing off for now.